I'll play the chord.
Break it down, my brother.
Okay.
I'll try, my sister.
That's all we ask from you.
Okay, so check it, yeah? Everything's researched. Come check me for the sources, yeah? It's not about being like on some parading, pseudo-revolutionary thing. It's about being real, back in your talk. Take the example from Lowkey, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, you know what I'm saying, yeah? Straight up and down, so check it, yeah? This paper will seek to examine historical events that have left Palestinian people ravaged. This is not empty rhetoric or amateur dramatics. This is a real attempt to bring the facts to the masses. Because nowadays the news is full of propagandas and people wear shafis without knowing what Hezbollah or Hamas is. So don't be fooled by the wicked media. All my rhymes are researched in the SOAS library because I don't trust Wikipedia. In order to see the crisis in its entirety, we need to examine the origins of Palestine from 13,005 BC. The original population were Canaanites and Philistines, pronounced Palestine, from where we derive the modern term Palestine. A place of great importance for the Abrahamic denominations. That's Christian, Muslim and Jew, so they all claimed it. Over the next 16,000 years, the country was invaded, many times till it was left with a mixed population. The majority being an Arab Muslim denomination, but also Jews and Arab Christians making up 10% of the nation. The next key era to take into consideration is Europe in the 18th century when Jews become subject to race hating. A movement emerged by the name of Zionism to establish Jew sovereignty in Palestine as the country they had the right to live in. This was during the time of the First World War, when France, Britain and Russia were united for the first time, and guess what for? They went to war for oil in the Middle East. See, things don't change. Different actors, different backdrop. Nowadays, things the same. Anyway, back at that time, Germany was aligned with Ottoman Turkey, who controlled Palestine. To simplify, the war was all about the oil. Britain, France and Russia joined forces for the spoils. Decided to divide up the territories between all of the victor nations, with no thoughts of independence for the indigenous populations. On November the 17th, 1917, Britain issued the Balfour Declaration, a letter addressed to Lord Rothschild, Paris philanthropist and famous Freemason. The letter was a request on behalf of the British Zionist Organization for the formation of Israel as an official Jewish nation. Zionist influence led to Palestine being placed under British administration, along with other countries like Syria, who later gained independence and statehood. But the British lied to the Palestinians, backtracked on the promise they made them, and claimed that Palestine had a special status. Further prosecution led to further immigration. 1922 to 47, Jews moved to Palestine at the speed of an invasion in accordance to Article 22 of the Mandate System of the League of Nations. See, the British were no longer allowed colonies, so they used the mandate loophole to benefit their economy. And those are the foundations of the state they claim as Israel. But the foundation is lies, so in fact their claim is frail. When the United Nations present a two-state resolution, one side has the greater responsibility to act, so we reject their conclusion. Hamas and Fatah tried to agree to the solution if Israel withdrew to the 1948 and not 67 borders, but Israel refused them. If we add the above facts up, we're left with a simple one. I refuse to recognize Israel because it was built on blood. And this is not anti-Semitic or Jew-hating. But I refuse to recognize Israel as a nation. And I don't just say that because I'm Iranian, because I believe in love for my brother man as long as my brother man is on the same thing. But what we have here is an unequal equation. They're asking Palestine to give when Israel has only taken. To paraphrase George Galloway, Israeli domination is comparable to the Second World War Nazi occupation. And the above is not an overstatement, because recent events are even condemned by Israeli statesmen. And the BBC don't show programs because they don't want Israel to hate them, and America still has millions of dollars to donate them. Some of us went to the protest, but some of us acted like we was raving. Came out for a day out, and next day they stayed in. Like the crisis in Gaza is nothing more than a fashion statement, caught up in some pseudo-revolutionary fascination. I wear my shafi as a sign of solidarity for Palestinian Arabs who lost their families. Some people wear it because it's hot up on the fashion scene and even pretty in different colours so it don't clash their jeans. The whole world is selling out for cash, it seems, and it's sad to see people make profit from tragedy. But it's just become a fact for me. If we examine the facts, we see that factually Israel are committing crimes against humanity. 930 Palestinians dead in 3 weeks is insanity. Check the facts and see that factually Israel are committing crimes against humanity. They lay out a roadmap plan for peace, but tragically that won't bring back any dead families. So check the facts and see that factually Israel had no right to extend to the West Bank and sea. Check the facts and see that factually Israel's policies simply encourage terrorism in actuality. You can check my facts and see that factually they have all been researched, so I happily accept any offer to challenge me. So check the facts and see that factually Israel is responsible for crimes against humanity. Check the facts and see that factually if we remain in apathy, we no longer have the right to consider ourselves humanity. Lowkey, simple. Yeah? Yeah?